You know, Ellen and I have known each other now for over 12 years. And I met her through my association with Gilbert Displays. At the time, the owner was looking for a chief operating officer. Ellen met me one day as I was over there, and after talking with her, said to him, why don't you hire your friend who you know through YPO and make him your chief operating officer? And that's how Ellen and I got started. Over the years, I've gotten to know her in many different levels, but most often as a confidant, where I talk to her about things that I think about, and I think about stuff all the time. I have a very, very close friend named Doug Whitcomb, who's the president of Whitson's, which is a culinary facility in Islandia. They do about 350,000 meals to school children every single day. And they have a rather large organization up and down the Northeast. And in talking to Doug, I said, Doug, you know, I just don't feel like I've accomplished anything. I've not done something for somebody. And I was, saying, we got to find some way to make a difference in this world and give back. And I felt that I hadn't done that. Other than having a good career and enjoying my life, I just didn't feel I had something to tell my grandchildren. And I was speaking to Ellen one day at lunch, and I was saying the same thing. I said, I've talked with Doug. He's got this wonderful culinary facility. There's got to be something. And she says, I know that my daughter-in-law, I guess it is, has a really tough time feeding the grandchildren who are on the spectrum. And I'm listening, and all of a sudden, I had this aha moment. And I said, Ellen, I know what I'm going to do, and I know how I'm going to make a difference, and it's because of this lunch. I then turned around, got in my car, went out to Islandia, and said, Doug, here's what we're going to do to make a difference in this world. We're going to create a company and make food for kids that are on the ASD spectrum. And we started a company called New Life Foods. We're heavily involved with charities that deal with kids on the spectrum. And we create a line of products. We ship them all over the United States. It is one of the most enjoyable, wonderful accomplishments I've ever experienced in my life. And to give you an idea, we recently got a letter from a woman in Austin, Texas, who's got 2 children, they're twins, who are autistic. And she wrote the letter and essentially said, you are the answer to my prayers. My kids don't eat anything, but they love your chicken nuggets. Best regards. And I said to myself, if there was ever validation as to what you want to do in life, that's what it's all about. And I would not have been able to do this and accomplish this if it hadn't been for that luncheon with Ellen, to give me the insight, to give me the feedback, to give me the inspiration to go and do this. And I'm very grateful to her for that and many other things. But if this is a testimonial, I'm the first one in the hit parade to turn around and tell you that she is absolutely a terrific friend and a really an inspiration to me.
Beautifully shared. Thank you. Wow, that got me teary. Doesn't happen very often, so thank you for that, Ron. Tell us 3 words that describe Ellen.
Driven to excellence.
Awesome. And is there anything I didn't ask you that you would love to share with me?
About Ellen? I would say to you that once you get to meet Ellen, you'll understand that she doesn't stay away from the controversial issues. She takes things head on and is prepared to weigh in with her own opinions. Sometimes you meet folks who are in her capacity and they kind of play the scales. They try and weigh things out and see where the political environment can best fit their skill sets as a consultant to keep the client going. That is not Ellen. If she feels something and believes in something, she will tell you that, even if it means sacrificing a client relationship. I have great respect for her in that area. I don't know too many people who have that kind of courage to be able to make decisions that they believe are right. And she might not always be right, but the fact is that she weighs in on the issues and lets you know where she stands. And there was an evening that I had with her at a dinner. And again, talk about changing a life. She taught me a lesson that I still to this day always reflect on. You've got to make sure you don't give up the basic tenets of your integrity, the way you want to conduct yourself, the way you want to present yourself, just to fit in with the environment of the client at that moment. And she'd know about that if she hears this. And I'm telling you, it changed my life. And I no longer, if I'm sitting in a client meeting, well, I certainly don't want to go out of my way to be controversial. If asked my opinion, even if it may not be the one they want to hear, it's the one they're going to get, because you have to maintain a truthfulness to yourself, and that's the most important thing you can do as a consultant to a client. And I think it's really been a guiding light for me, especially the last few years, and some of the changes that I've made.